Yes, good morning students. Actually, we are going to see about the introduction of sensor network. What is the necessity for studying this paper? What are the outcomes of this paper? And the course, which textbooks you are supposed to follow. This is what we are going to discuss now. And the subject code is 15EI17E sensor networks. It's a 3 credit paper, and for this paper actually we are having 5 course outcomes are there. The course outcomes, when you are seeing here, the first course outcome is about design the fundamental concepts of wireless sensor networks, design the capability limitations of sensor nodes in a sensor network, and demonstrate the basic networking. The third unit is communication protocol, and the fourth unit is about naming and addressing issues in networking. The last unit we are going to see about the application of sensor network in different fact of networking. So your fifth unit is fully talks about the applications point of view. The first unit, actually the introduction point, we are going to see about introduction, then what are the challenges we are facing while designing the sensor network, what are all the taxonomy in the sense what are all the important keywords they have used in the sensor network, then the types of sensor models, then how to track multiple objects using sensor networks. And the second unit is all about the hardware architecture of sensor node as well as single node architecture. Then what are the design principle while you are talking about the sensor network, the optimization goals and figures of merit. So while you are seeing this topic, we are just connected with an operating system and the execution environment. This is also we are going to discuss in the second unit. And for communication protocol, which just talks about the MAC protocol, as well as in MAC protocol IEEE 802.15.14
இப்பதான் ஸ்டார்ட் ஆகுது.
இவ்வளவு ஸ்டார்ட் ஆயிருந்துச்சு.
இப்போ
நீ ஏதோ பண்ணிட்டோம் 9 செகண்ட்ஸ் ஆன்ல இருக்கு, அப்புறம் ஆஃப் ஆயிருக்கு.
இப்போ 9 செகண்ட் ஆன் பண்ணி வச்சிருக்கோம். இவ்வளவு நேரம் இவ ஆஃப் பண்ணி
பாரு, இதுக்குள்ள 9 செகண்ட்ஸ் வராது. இப்போ பாரு, நான் ப்ளே பண்றேன் பாரு.
டெலீட் கொடுத்து திரும்ப போ. ஏய் நம்ம பேசிட்டு ரெக்கார்ட் ஆயிட்டு போனா டெலீட் குடுறா. அது கேன்சல் கொடு. சை
ரீட் பண்ணு.
அம்மா கஷ்டப்பட்டு ரீட் பண்ணி ரோஜனம் எல்லாம் போயிட்டு. ஐயோ அம்மா
தண்ணி குடி, திருப்பி ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணு.
ஏய் அம்மா நான் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்றேன் விடு.
இங்க வாசிங்க நம்மளுக்கு. Good morning guys. We are just going to see about the introduction of sensor networks. What is sensor networks? What is the course outcome of this paper? That is what we are going to see here. Actually it is a 3 credit paper. In sensor network we are having 5 course outcomes are there. The first outcome is fundamental concept. The second one is about the architecture. Third outcome is about communication protocol, and the fourth unit we are going to see about the naming and addressing issues. Fifth unit is all the application. So for the first unit we are going to have an introduction of sensor network. The introduction of sensor network, what are all the constraints and challenges, then advantage and application, then taxonomy in the sense which is nothing but what are all the key points, keywords we are using on the topic of sensor network, how to track and multiple object, and how many models they have used. Unit 2, it talks about the sensor node hardware architecture, the architecture, what are all the components it involves, and then operating system and execution environment. And the third one is about the optimization goals, and the third one is about the communication protocol. Here the communication protocol, what are all the protocols they have used, and ISO OSI model, what is that, how many layers are there, and for each layer the purpose of the layer usage, then MAC protocol, IEEE 802, data DRQ, that is DRQ protocol, then Zigbee and Bluetooth and routing protocols. And the fourth unit is all about the deployment and configuration. Deployment and configuration, actually we are going to see about the naming, addressing, then localization, positioning. Then for the fifth unit is fully talks about the applications. So what are all the applications we are going to see in the sensor network? It's like acoustic sensor, then camera based sensor network, then underwater sensor network. So for each application, actually this fifth unit we are having so many case studies. One by one we are going to see. Then for this particular paper, the textbook you can follow is Golgar. So Golgar, which text is protocol and architecture for wireless sensor network, and one more text is wireless sensor network, that is Feng Zhou. So these two texts are very much useful, and the assessment procedure is about 2 MCQ, that is multiple choice question, 1 assignment, then 2 SPAT test we are going to have, as well as for assignment as well as Viva we are having some rubrics. Based on that we are going to evaluate the performance evaluation of this particular paper. So this is what all about the subject point of view. So now just I am going to explain about how the sensor network. So just I am going to teach about the introduction point of view. So in the introduction point, the first thing is, before getting into the sensor network, the course code is 15EI17E. So here we are going to see about the introduction about sensor networks. So first, getting into the paper, we should know what is sensor network, what are the elements of sensor network, communication and monitoring. So one by one we are going to see. So the first one, what is sensor network? So while you are using the topic sensor network, which is nothing but it's a deployment of several devices incorporated with the sensor, which will give you the collaborative measurement process. So example we can see, it is smart agriculture, smart environment, smart healthcare. There are so many applications nowadays in sensor networks. So deployment of several devices, in the sense you are having so many devices are there. All the devices, the data, the information we are getting out from the sensor, finally the output you are going to measure. So when you are looking at the diagram here, you are having a green dot as well as blue dot. The blue one is the sensor node. So you are having so many number of sensors were there. All the data, all the informations were carried out through the gateway part. Through the gateway, the information is sharing through the internet, and the user can able to access the data from various location. So the another diagram you are looking here, user was connected to the network, internet connected via sink. That sink is nothing but you are having two things, source as well as sink, and the source point inside the circle you are having so many sensors over there. So all the sensors are connected, all the informations were connected through the sink point. So through that, so without internet you can't able to access. This is what actually the sensor network we talks about. What is the process when you are going for the sensor network? The sensor network, which consisting of three things mainly, we want to send a value. So how we can send a value? The value is in the form of any. So we can have any number of sensors. So here we are having some 60 sensors. Those sensors were connected via protocol. The communication protocol is like Wi-Fi, or else it is like an RFID, or it is Zigbee, or it's in via Bluetooth. So many communication protocols. so through which it will be connected through your system. So the system is your cloud. So this is what the process mainly for your sensor network. So the sensor network, you can use open source software also. So all the sensors are embedded through your communication module, the data we can get it out, then it will be interfaced with your system. Finally, this isn't just one application. So this application, it was connected via infrared camera, microphones as well as video camera. So I am just going to getting out of the data for missile purpose. It is like there are so many plenty number of cameras were installed. So via we can able to track each location. Not only that, you can monitor the events occur in which part. So it's a low cost sensor nodes equipped with microphones as well as the cameras. So they are all interconnected with each other, through which you can just communicate your you can able to communicate. Not only communication, you can able to acquire, you can monitor, you can retrieve the data, and you can get the data for analysis also. So the next one is, this is the main thing, the elements. So the elements of sensor network, which is nothing but node, data gather, data storing. So while you are talking about this sensor network, there are three things very important. Node which is nothing but it is a sensor equipped device, and the example is the people used to go nowadays is called VASP mode. VASP mode, it is a node, and which the particular node which consisting of interconnected components. The interconnected components are microcontroller, sensors, battery, communication module, and SD card. So via this particular node connected with the data gatherer, which is nothing but a gateway to external system. So finally that will be stored and managing the center. So this is how your sensor network is coupled with each other. So this is how the sensor network is working. Thank you.